watching the station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
Good Monday afternoon, folks. It was a soggy and foggy weekend. Not the most ideal conditions, but as we head into this week, do we see these conditions improve at all? We'll have a full look at your forecast here in just a bit.
NTSB investigators are on scene in Midland after a pilot was killed in a crash here. What we're learning about the investigation.
And later, another Washington Commanders blowout loss, this time against the Miami Dolphins. Players' reaction coming up on DC News Now at noon. And good afternoon, and thank you for joining us for the news at noon. I'm Mark Hall. An investigation is underway in Fauquier County, Virginia, after a pilot died in a plane crash Sunday afternoon. Right now, an NTSB investigator expected to be on scene today to begin documenting the scene and examining the plane. It happened near Midland and Ebenezer Church Road. DC News Now's Liberty Zabala has more on the investigation.
Well, we are outside the Warrenton Fauquier Airport here, which is less than a mile away from the site of the crash. And we are learning from authorities that a single-engine Beech C-23 plane was trying to land near here, and then it hit several trees.
The tail number was November 76 Sierra Bravo, and it's a Beechcraft Sundowner airplane.
Warrenton Fauquier Airport Director David Hush shows us a photo of what he says is the plane that went down near Midland Road and Ebenezer Church Road. The crash happened just before 4 p.m. Sunday. You can barely make out the plane's tail behind these trees. This is where authorities say the pilot died after crashing the plane into this field. Then the plane caught fire. They say the pilot was the only person on board. No one on the ground was injured in the crash. The Federal Aviation Administration and National Transportation Safety Board will investigate the cause of the crash, which could take several months. But the airport director believes weather may have played a factor.
All pilots know that there's risk involved in flying, and especially during the weather conditions he was flying in. He was a local pilot, well respected, and he had a private pilot certificate. He had an instrument license and a commercial rating, and it was unfortunate.
And the NTSB is also asking any witnesses with any surveillance footage or photos to email them at witness@ntsb.gov. For now, in Midland, Liberty Zabala, DC News Now.
Liberty, thank you. New this afternoon, 6 Prince George's County firefighters are out of the hospital after a fire truck flipped onto its side. It happened near Good Luck Road and Kenilworth Avenue last night. Officials say that the firefighters have minor injuries. The cause of the accident remains under investigation. Meteorologist Damon Matson joins us with the latest check on the forecast. Damon, it's still cloudy outside, but is the rain gone, at least for now?
Yeah, Mark, we're still dealing with that gray sky. Not the most ideal start to our Monday, but after what we had throughout the weekend, hey, it's an improvement. We had a lot of rainfall and then fog to follow that up, so it was not the most ideal weekend weather-wise to get out and about. And there's some of the rainfall again, folks. Given our current drought, especially across northern Virginia, this was very helpful, getting almost an inch, a little over an inch in places like Leesburg there. The nice soaking rainfall is exactly what we needed to help with the drought, but it caused us to have all of that fog and just dampness in the air that we had to deal with on Saturday and as well into Sunday there. Now, thankfully enough, we've kicked out a lot of that fog. There is no longer any rainfall across the DMV, but for sure, we have plenty of clouds to go around, and these are going to be stubborn as a disturbance passes across the region. Now, we're not expecting to see any precip. Most of any rainfall will be just drifting off to our south, but there it is again. We'll still see plenty of that cloud cover as we go throughout the rest of the day. Now, even despite that, we are expecting seasonable temperatures in the 50s to the east, closer to DC. Some of the higher elevation locations to the west will be a little chillier in the 40s, but all in all, shaping up to be a decent Monday out there. Now, it looks like there could be more precip on the way, though. Tomorrow, we'll time that out coming up here in just a bit.
All right, Damon, thank you. It's official. Richmond Mayor LeVar Stoney is now the second candidate to run for Democratic nomination for Virginia's governor. Stoney would join Congresswoman Abigail Spanberger in the fight for the Democratic nomination. She announced her run earlier last month. So far, no Republicans have announced their candidacies. And back here in the district, Mayor Muriel Bowser is launching new programs this week. One of the programs provides residents access to personalized AI technology, and it helps enhance career opportunities. It's a free service to match employer roles based on applicant skills. It can create custom resumes, suggest jobs the applicant is suited for, and track where they've applied. It's open to D.C. residents enrolled in D.C. networks. Well, the mayor's office also releasing a new strategy for carbon-free D.C. It includes phasing out on-site fossil fuel combustion in buildings, enabling more residents to walk, bike, and take public transportation, and assessing and reducing carbon of material and energy used. Well, the mayor's office says the initiative adds to previous strides taken toward carbon neutrality, cutting emissions by 36% between 2006 and 2021. Well, moving to Maryland, where we're learning more details about the investigation into a Montgomery County principal who was promoted despite multiple complaints against him. The Office of the Inspector General released their findings last week, and the school board and superintendent released statements Friday. Our Lex Juarez is in Rockville outside of the Office of the Inspector General, and she has the latest.
Well, the OIG's investigation was even able to validate dozens of complaints of bullying and sexual harassment by Dr. Beidelman. These complaints were across 3 different schools that Beidelman worked at and really paint a picture of a toxic work environment. Some of the complaints go back to 2018. The OIG's report details instances where Beidelman yelled, berated, and publicly shamed employees that he supervised. It also details multiple moments where Beidelman made women feel uncomfortable with sexual advances and repeated comments on their appearances. More than one woman told the OIG they even changed their appearances and how they dressed at work in order to try and stay off of his radar. These findings have been sent back to MCPS, and the superintendent released a statement that says in part, quote, "I am moving forward without delay to ensure that wrongdoing is held in full account." Dr. Beidelman was put on administrative leave as these investigations have been underway. We'll keep an eye out to see what comes next with that. The Board of Education has also released a statement and said they will be taking action to put in new policies and procedures that will lead to a supportive and respectful work environment throughout MCPS. In Rockville, I'm Lex Juarez, DC News Now.
Lex, thank you. More defensive struggles as the Washington Commanders were trounced by the Miami Dolphins yesterday. They gave up 31 points in the first half on their way to a 45-15 defeat. Head coach Ron Rivera took over defensive play calling duties this week after the team fired defensive coordinator Jack Del Rio. The Commanders' poor defense was on display from the first drive of the game. They gave up that 78-yard touchdown pass to star receiver Tyreek Hill on Miami's 3rd snap of the game. The Commanders players growing frustrated as the team loses its 4th straight game.
Yeah, I've been dealing with this for 7 years. I'm tired of trying to build character. My character's built well enough. I'm trying to win, and I play to win, so we're not winning right now. So
the consistency just hasn't been there, and we just got to find a way to be better and execute at a higher level and at a more consistent rate.
The Commanders have been outscored 90-25 over the past 2 games. They've lost 9 of their last 11 heading into the bye week. Well, if you didn't already know, many dogs across the country contracted a respiratory illness, and the American Veterinary Medical Association now says it's been reported in Maryland. DC News Now's Chris Flanagan spoke with Dr. Dan Teich from the District Veterinary Hospital about what dog owners should look out for.
Dr. Teich, we're hearing about this mysterious dog illness throughout the country. How puzzling is this for you as a veterinarian?
Currently, it's not as puzzling as we would think, because normally we do see this kind of respiratory illness where you see coughing and pneumonia. I think that at the current time, though, there may be a mild increase across the country, but currently many in the profession don't believe that there is an outbreak or an epidemic of a respiratory illness at this moment in time.
For all of us dog owners, what should we be looking at, for our dogs and with our dogs?
The normal things. You want to make sure your dog is not coughing, that they're eating well, they don't have vomiting, they don't have diarrhea, and that they have a normal level of engagement and activity. When dogs are feeling sick and feeling ill, then I would be more concerned and contact your veterinarian. The main thing that we are concerned with when we're talking about canine infectious respiratory disease is coughing. That's where we start. If you notice coughing, obviously isolate your dog from other dogs. Don't go to daycare. Stay away from the dog park, and give your veterinarian a call.
Dr. Teich, how was his illness spread?
It's spread via direct contact with other dogs or sneezing or aerosol droplets. It could be exchanged via dog bowls and dog toys, but they have to be used pretty quickly right after each other. There is also the possibility of an emerging disease that certainly could cause illness and maybe spread more through objects, but at this time, we don't believe that to be the case.
Dr. Teich, if your dog does have a respiratory illness, how do you treat it?
First, to see your veterinarian. A lot of the times we monitor very carefully, but in other cases, they may require an oral antibiotic, and if symptoms get worse, sometimes hospitalization. So if your dog is showing signs, it is important to contact your veterinarian.
All right, Dr. Teich, we should always appreciate you taking some time and lending your expertise. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you very much.